Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode, the second segment of our discussion on understanding human needs and economic choices. Okay, today we are looking at another thing that is also very interesting, which talks about resources. And this is coming from our definition of economics. If you remember, in the previous class, we defined economics, and I said that economics is defined as a subject which tries to provide scientific explanation to the nature of man's insatiable wants in the face of limited resources which have alternative uses or application. And we've gone ahead to look at why you should look at resources as limited instead of scarce. And we have also gone ahead to look at needs, right? And here now we are looking at resources. Okay, so what do you mean by resources? Resources are the things that are necessary to satisfy human needs. So anything that you need to satisfy human needs at any point in time is referred to as a resource, right? Now, resource are in three forms. So resource can also be called leverage. They are things that help you to achieve more, things that help you to meet your needs, okay? And how you use your resource determines the outcome you're going to have. So if your resources are not optimized, if you're not using your resources in an optimized way, you're definitely not going to get an optimized benefit. Now, resources are in three forms: human, natural, and capital, right? Now, humans are tools of resource conversion. Remember when we talked about money sense, we said that money sense is your ability to understand what money is, how money works, and how to make it work for you. And in understanding the definition of money, we said we have money defined as currency, we have money defined as credit, and we have money defined as ports: people, opportunity, talent, and skillful solution, right? Now, humans are appearing here again. So humans are very, very important in making these other resources useful. Without humans, natural resources cannot be useful. Okay, humans are the ones that help to convert natural resources into a useful resource. Okay, now the third one is capital resource. Capital resource talks about your money and other things that money can buy, like your machineries and all of that. So for you to be able to meet your needs, you need resources, and these resources are in three forms. At every point in time you're trying to meet a need in your life or in your business, you need to be asking yourself, which of these three resources do I have right now? You see, there are countries that don't have natural resources, but they are able to attract capital and they're able to optimize human capacity such that they have been able to produce marvelous results. Look at Dubai, for example, right? Dubai, I was watching a documentary at that time, and they said that Dubai has only three natural resources: the sun, the sand, and the water. Can you imagine? The sun, the sand, and the water. But here is one thing you cannot take away from Dubai. Dubai has superior intellectual capital, superior human capital. It was the superior human capital that was able to convert the sun, the sand, and the water into a tourist destination that, if you haven't visited Dubai in your lifetime, it would be like you never came to this world, right? And Dubai also has the ability to attract capital. They were able to mobilize capital from different parts of the world to turn Dubai into a tourist destination today. So at every point in time, you need to be asking yourself, what do I have here? Remember, we haven't mentioned money. Money as you know it, we haven't mentioned it here, even though it's here, but we haven't mentioned it. So at every point, you need to be asking yourself, what is the human capital that I have? What is the human leverage that I have that I can use, right, to attract the other things that I don't have? Because when people come to me and say, hey, I'm trying to start a business, do you know I've not started this thing because there's no money or I don't have money, I always laugh, because it simply means that you're not thinking correctly. You don't understand capitalism, you don't understand economics, and you don't understand resource allocation and resource definition. If you're resourceful, you'll be able to find the resources to do the things that you need to do. Why? Because you as a human being, you are a human resource. You are a human capital, and you are the chief capital. Without human capital, the other capitals will be useless. So without you as a person, right, these other capitals won't work. You need to know what you have, celebrate what you have, optimize what you have, and use what you have to attract like minds like you, who will now come together to help you attract the natural resources that you need and the capital resources that you need to make sure that your needs are met. These needs could be in your business, it could be in your individual life, right? So that is what resource is all about. Now, moving away from resources, right? We look at economic choices. Economic choices. At every point in time, you are making an economic choice. At every point in time. At every point in time, you're making an economic choice. And why are you making an economic choice? And why is it important that you pay attention to the nature of the choices you're making? Because of what we call opportunity costs. Right? In economics, we have what we call opportunity costs. Remember that we said that resources are there, but they are limited. Limited in the sense that their nature does not fit demand at all times. Right? Fine. Now, it simply means that because of the fact that resources are limited, when I use this resource to solve this need, right, this same resource will not be available at the same time, in the same quantity, in the same nature to solve the other need. So let's assume that we have this resource right now, and we have need A, right, and we have need B. Resources are not scarce, they are limited. I keep repeating that because it's very important. If you can understand this, how you appreciate economics will change. If you can understand that the real idea is the limited nature of resources, not their non-availability. Because it is this resources are scarce that has created scarce-minded people. People who are always thinking in linear instead of thinking in multiple parts. Because when you're looking at resources as scarce, you think linear. Oh, it's either it is there or it's not there. But if you're looking at resources in limitedness nature, right? In limitedness nature of the resources, you will begin to think of how do I become more creative in one, how I define my demand, and two, how I apply what is available. Because Dubai, right? Dubai, I like using Dubai because, I've been watching a lot of documentaries on Dubai lately and it has been very impressive. Dubai, if Dubai believed in the concept of scarcity of resources, Dubai wouldn't have been the Dubai you know today. Why? Because Dubai did not even have anything. Like I said before, Dubai said that the only resources that they have is the sun, the sand, and the sea. But go to Dubai today. Why? Because they were first of all able to redefine demand for themselves. They said that we need to turn this country into a tourist destination for the whole world. So if we need to turn this country into a tourist destination for the whole world, the question is, what can we do with what we have? The sun, the water, and the sand. That is why we have the tallest hotel in the world built in Dubai. That was the first demonstration of their intention, that we need to turn this thing that we have into what the world would love to have. You see? Instead of them to pursue demand in the way the world has defined demand, they redefine demand and use the limited resources that they have to create a fulfillment for the demand they have created. While other countries like Nigeria is busy saying, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that, we nobody is there to help us. Countries that have only sun, sand, and water, which we have more than in abundance here, are redefining demand and using the limited resources that they have to create something that the whole world is paying for. Right? Why we that have a lot of things, we have like almost all known and useful almost all known and useful natural resources are domiciled in Nigeria. But look at the state of the economy. Right? It's because of the fact that we are operating from the paradigm of scarcity of resources and not from the paradigm of limitedness of resources, so that we can see what we can do. Right? So opportunity cost. Why economic choices is important is because of opportunity cost. We have limited resources. Now, if I use this resource to satisfy this need, it will not be available in the same quantity, in the same nature, and at the same time for me to satisfy this. So it simply means that at every point in time, I must make sure that I am choosing the need that has superior benefit to satisfy. So if this need A is going to give me a superior benefit, and because of the fact that I'm not wise, I'm not a good economist, I don't understand economics, I use the resource to satisfy B, right? I will have solution from B, but my choice will not be optimized. In economics, we have a way we measure optimization. right? We have a way we measure optimization of output. We have a way we measure, economics is a beautiful subject, I must say, right? And it is from there that we have what is called cost benefit analysis. Okay, and when you're doing your cost benefit analysis, that's where you talk about marginal cost and marginal benefit. And it is in analyzing marginal cost and marginal benefit that we talk about the Y, the X. So that's why I laugh when I hear people say things like, oh, when I was in school, they taught me the Y, the S. What have I done with the Y, the S? It's because of the fact that you don't even know what you went to school to do in the first place. It's because of the fact that you don't understand economics, because the Y, the X is the way you differentiate cost and benefit analysis, right? The way you differentiate cost and benefit to be able to see how you arrive at a point of equilibrium where the cost is equivalent to the benefit. And then from the Y, the X is change in cost over change in benefit. If you come to a point where change in cost equals to change in benefit, you have arrived at what we call the equilibrium point. So at that point, you have equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. So you have the price that provides equilibrium, that directs to the equilibrium point of benefit, and you have the quantity that directs to the equilibrium point of costs. I hope I'm not going too far, yeah? But that's just, we'll get into that. We'll have a lot of a series on economics, because I need to be your advanced economics teacher, so that you take away all those nonsense that you were taught in school and be able to really come to the understanding of the real stuff, right? So we have real cost and money cost. Now, what is real cost? Real cost is the real benefit that you forgo by satisfying a less optimal need with the limited resources that you have. The real benefit that you forgo, right, by using your limited resources to satisfy a benefit, right, that does not advance your life. For example, you have money now, right? You have 1 million. You have 1 million. You could use the 1 million to club this weekend and everything will be gone. You have satisfied your need for clubbing, your need for socializing, right? Your need to be hailed and clapped for by people in the club. That is a need. You have satisfied it. Or you can put the 1 million in equity market. You can put the 1 million in stock, or you can put the 1 million in your self-education, right? Now, when you spend the 1 million on clubbing, at the same time, that 1 million will no longer be available for you to spend on investing in shares, for example. Now, let's say 12 months from now, okay, what will be the real costs of your choice 12 months ago? It will be that if you had put the 1 million in the stock market, you would have a portfolio that is higher by 1 million plus X. What's X? X is the growth in the 1 million in 12 months. Right? That's X. So that is the real benefit of spending the money in equity markets. Okay? Now, the other benefits, that's the real benefit of putting the money in equity markets as against clubbing with the money. Right? Now, if you choose to club with the money instead, it simply means that 12 months from now, right, those people that clapped for you will no longer be there. You will not even remember that you went to a particular club. You will not even remember what happened to the money, where the money went to, right? And the stock market has grown by 200%. It simply means that if you have put the 1 million in the stock market, that 12 months from now, you will have 3 million instead. But instead of having 3 million, which would have come from the 1 million you sold today, you have 0. That is the real cost. So in economics, real cost is more important than money cost. That's what you need to understand. In economics, real cost is more important than money cost. Now, money cost is just the money you spend. The 1 million, that's the money cost, right? But the benefit forgone is the real cost. So if I choose to put the money in the stock market, I won't go to the club, right? People won't clap for me. Nobody will celebrate me and all of that. But the question is, does that matter? Because what we're looking at is economic choices. What is the optimal economic choice? Because that's also what we teach in School of Money and Investment. And for those of you who are signing up, and for those of you who are online and you're interested in learning how to make optimized investment decisions, then you need to be a member of the School of Money and Investment. Because what I'm teaching you is just, the face of what we do in the School of Money and Investment. We go deep to show you things, how to think, tools that will help you think better, so you can be able to know what to choose per time when it comes to making economic choices and decisions, right? Because your economic choices have real consequences. They have real consequences. If you choose to use the money you would have used to pay your child's school fees today to gamble, right, in hope that you will win and then become a millionaire tomorrow, and 3 months down the line you couldn't win any money, you couldn't make any other money, and school fees is here for you to pay, that's real consequence. All the balling you're doing today, all the clubbing and all the enjoyment you're having today have real consequences in the future. If you're not able to multiply your efforts and bring in more money and invest in such a way that in the future you will have things that will help you to continue your life and meet your needs, what is going to happen is that you're going to suffer in old age. So the suffering in old age is the real cost of the enjoyment for today. So the question now is, would you rather enjoy today and suffer tomorrow, or would you endure today and enjoy tomorrow? That is a very crucial question that borders on economic choices and consequences. Right? That is a very real question that borders on economic choices and consequences. So, know that in your life and in your business, you are daily making economic choices. Economics is not something you say, oh, I will use it, or I will not use it. Whether you know it or not, you're using economics. It's playing a very important role in your life. And I always tell anybody, if you want to understand money, you must be a student of economics. And I will encourage you to go back. If you didn't read economics, go back and buy basic economics. There are books, Understanding Economics for Professionals and all of that. Just buy books that will help you to really understand this thing. Go and read some classicals, right? Go and watch some YouTube channels. There's this YouTube channel, Crash Course. Go to Crash Course and watch Crash Course on economics and all of that. Just improve your understanding. And when you're now learning this thing, you're not learning it to pass any exam. You're learning it to apply them in your life, to pass the exam of life, right? Because that is very important. So at every point in time, you are able to make choices today that help to advance your life forward, that help to position your life, that help to put your life in a better position tomorrow. You have made optimized economic choice. No matter the benefits you receive today, if you're putting yourself in a position where in the future you're going to struggle, you're going to suffer, then you're making a suboptimal economic choice. You must make sure that the cost and you must make sure that the cost of your enjoyment or the cost of your life today does not affect the benefits and returns of the money you're spending on the quality of your life tomorrow. What that means is that if you spend 1 million today to enjoy yourself, make sure, or you're spending 1 million today, make sure that the future returns of the 1 million is not going to make your life worse off. Make sure that the future return of the 1 million is going to make your life better off. Because if you make a choice with your money or your resources today, your limited resources, if you make a choice with them today that is going to make you worse off in the future, then you're not making optimized financial decision. You're not making optimized economic choice. You have not made an optimized economic choice. It does not matter the enjoyment you experience in the moment, right? And if you spend your money today, your resources, your limited resources today, even if it doesn't make you comfortable, but you spend it in such a way that the returns in the future is going to be beneficial, it's going to put you in a better financial position, then you have made an optimized financial decision. Listen, forgoing enjoyment today to invest your money in things that will make you money tomorrow is not easy. Choosing to buy real estate today as against flexing is not easy. Choosing to invest in business and all of that today as against spending the money to look good and all of that is not easy. But the thing is, the benefit, the future payoff will always be better. So put yourself in a position where you are daily making decisions that will make sure that the future benefit of whatever decision you're making today will make your life better off and not worse off. All right, so that's the size of today's mini workshop. We'll continue the series going forward, and I appreciate you. So before I take your questions, for those of you who are watching online, if you love what you're hearing, please share with people, subscribe to the channel so that you will know when we post more videos. Check around, there are other resources that you can find. And if you're interested in going deeper, then you should join our campus. You should come to our campus, our online school of money and investment, okay? Where you learn everything that is necessary to help you make optimized financial decisions. So send a message to the WhatsApp on your screen to get more details, or look at the description to this video to get more details. If you're also interested in investing in real estate in Lagos, Abuja, or Port Harcourt, then we can also help you. So you can also send a message to the same WhatsApp group, to the same WhatsApp number, and we'll help you to, guide you and show you the things that are available that will help you to begin to build wealth one step at a time. All right. So thank you for joining. Thank you for your presence. I will now take your questions as we close the class.